name is Joe Maldonado, and welcome to His and Hers Movie Reviews, where we spend money so that you don't have to.
And I'm Veronica, and today we're going to review Furious 7. Yeah, so before we begin, we're going to go into a quick synopsis about the movie.
The movie was pretty much about the team coming together again for one last mission, as they put it. And
several missions within a mission.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's somebody that's hunting the team down.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can tell by the trailer, if you watch the trailer. And so basically they have to catch this person before he catches them, all while trying to complete a mission at the same time.
Cat and mouse game, but it's pretty good. So there's a lot of action, of course. A lot of racing, of course. If you've seen all the other 6 movies.
There's not that much racing, actually.
There actually isn't.
There's a lot of driving.
It's a lot of driving.
But, I mean, whatever. It's not about racing anymore. We all know that. Okay, so now we're going to get into a little segment that we are calling 60 to 60. And what this is that I spent 60 seconds telling you what I thought about the movie with no spoilers at all. Then we go to her 60 seconds, her telling you what she thought about the movie for 60 seconds with no spoilers at all. For the people, for the people that, you know, want to watch the movie and don't want any spoilers. But then we're getting into spoilers. So here it is. Timer begins now.
All right. So what I thought about the movie, I thought it was really good with the action and the fight scenes. I felt like the fight scenes were a little too long, but I guess that's what it is. It's a blockbuster. It's a big deal. We're waiting for those fight scenes, those cool moves and the cool camera angles. I really enjoyed the camera angles, by the way. I enjoyed, to be honest with you, the storyline. It could have been a little better, but for what it was really good. I felt that it was a good way for
30 seconds.
Ah, don't rush. Okay, so the movie was really good. I felt it was overall a rating. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because of the rewatchability. I don't feel like I can rewatch it again without getting a little bored of the fight scenes and the crazy explosions, the exaggerated, like, crazy. It was just insane. So it was a lot of, it was more for, like, guys, but I enjoyed it too. It was a good movie. Overall, like I said, 3.5 out of 5 stars.
All right.
Seconds.
My turn.
Whoa, ready?
Are we ready? Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
I thought the movie was freaking awesome. I'm such a guy, so it was obviously that I was gonna love this. Over the top action, ridiculous stunts, and I mean, it was over the top. It was awesome. The story, it didn't have that great of a plot, but hey, we're not looking for an Oscar nominee here. I mean, this is just for us to go in the movie theater and have a great time, which I did. It was so awesome.
30
now,
seconds.
there was some things, oh my god, it's going faster than I thought. There was some things that I didn't like, such as some of the camera, I mean, not the camera angles, the fights. We kind of got enough of that after a while. So, actually, my rating, I was going to say around 3 or 3.5, but I'm going to say 4 because I would rewatch the shit out of this movie just because of how awesome all the action is. And I don't even have to pay attention to it. So,
4, 3.
Yeah, I'm done.
2.
3.5. 4. I said 4.
4. Nice. Good job.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Now, warning. From here on, we are going to spoil the shit out of this movie. Yes. So we decided to do the 60 to 60 for those people that haven't watched the movie and want to watch the movie. But now, spoiler alert.
So stop watching now.
Stop watching now.
Stop.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Get out of here. All right. So let's start from the beginning. The ass shots. I'm sorry. I might lose my man card over this, but they got old really fast. I'm sorry. Why are we panning over an ass almost every freaking scene?
Any chance they got, it was ass.
Yeah, it was just like an ass. And I mean, in the beginning, I was like, all right, you know, but then it was like, okay, seriously, like what? This movie's about cars and like a freaking heist or something. Like,
well, there was one race, right? And then there was the ass shot in there, and then one race that. Michelle Rodriguez, as you know, in the other movies, she lost her memory, so she doesn't. In this one, she doesn't fully remember everything that happened, or you know.
She had a very Tony Stark type of thing where she was like
yeah,
like PTSD type of crap.
Yeah, and that was in the beginning of the movie. So that in the beginning is kind of like sad because she ended up leaving Dom and saying she needed to work on herself. So obviously, okay, that was kind of hard for him too. So that added to the story. And to be honest, this movie was more about Dominic and like his family, and they didn't really. Well, Paul Walker, obviously, he was a part of.
He was part of that family,
right? But they really didn't focus on him and his life too much, for obvious reasons.
But then again, it was kind of all about Paul Walker. The movie didn't have to do with him, with his role as Brian, but it was about him and his family. Dom was like doing this, and like through the whole time he was feeling that about Brian and his sister, because she knew that she was pregnant. I mean, he knew that she was pregnant once again. So again, this was all him taking care of his family, like like they have all been. And I thought that was just such a great message. Family, and there's even a cheesy line where he's like, I don't have friends, I have family.
Yeah, that was in the trailer.
And I think that was freaking awesome. I know I started with dislike with that ass shot thing, but likes, like she mentioned in her 60 seconds, the camera angles, the cinematography was over the top. It was freaking awesome. There were some angles that I was like, whoa, that was freaking awesome. In the fight scenes, like some of the angles around the actual fight scene, the things that were breaking, like we get like shots of like under a freaking building when it's falling apart or whatever. Yeah. It was so great. And The Rock did a fucking rock bottom. It was awesome. I was I was fanboying. I was like, oh my god, rock bottom! I wanted to stand up and scream it, and I was like, the people's elbow! But it didn't happen.
Yeah, so the character that...
Hobbs. I could have seen more of him.
Dwayne Johnson, yeah, I wish
we would have seen more of him. We didn't really see much of him except in the beginning, and then towards the end when he just came back and he was like, I'm gonna kick some ass.
But
not in that accent.
Like he was more like The Rock, like he wasn't acting like a a special.
That's true. Like for some reason, I didn't feel like Hobbs was Hobbs. I felt like Hobbs was The Rock. It was so awesome because like his one-liners and it was
slick and
he's getting slick out the mouth. He's talking smack, and it was so awesome.
He was one of the comedic reliefs because Tyrese
was definitely
another.
Oh, but Tyrese, you gotta love Tyrese.
He takes the.
You have to love Tyrese. This movie would just not be the same without Tyrese.
No.
And not that he's a great focus on the movie or that he's that much of a supporting actor, but oh my god, his humor.
The little detail like around the whole story. So back to the story. The actual story, it wasn't as strong as I would have liked, but obviously these movies are not like strong with their plots or their storylines. But overall, I like the message, like family over everything, whether they're friends, they've known each other for years and they've been through so many things together, obviously. So
let's get into that, shall we?
Oh my god.
Big sigh. All that apart, the over-the-top action, that was just amazing, ridiculous, but amazing.
Yeah.
The story that was kind of poor, but entertaining enough. There was the message of family and brotherhood that was just freaking perfect. And if you want to end this franchise right now,
you should.
You should. You could definitely do so. That ending was perfect. It was not easy to sit through.
No.
And I'm not saying that because it was hard to watch or like he died and anything. And that's actually another point. I love that this character wasn't killed off, Brian, just because Paul Walker passed away. And may he rest in peace. But I love that they decided not to kill him off, but to kind of pay a tribute to him.
Homage to him.
And fuck that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry again.
I don't cry. I actually held my tears because I'm a G. We don't do that. But no,
I'm not a G.
No, I held my tears, but man, I feel like I swallowed like a freaking like I put my phone down my throat or something, and it was just here, and I couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I look over to the side. This girl's like breaking down, like in her boyfriend's shoulder.
Yeah.
And I look over to her, and she's like.
But the theater, it was like like people like laugh or like they're talking, during the movie, not paying attention, whatever. But during like the end,
that scene,
everybody was like, you could hear a freaking pin drop. It was silent.
Everybody stopped what they were doing, and they
felt...
just and I felt like not only that, but that we were paying respects to the to this man that's on screen. That even though I don't consider him one of the top actors of all time or anything like that, he was good in this franchise, and I did enjoy him as an actor. And that tribute was freaking perfect. And you could also tell that, I mean, I don't really know specifically, but I feel like that scene was shot, obviously, after he passed away. And the feels behind that scene, you could see Vin Diesel, because I'm not even talking about Dom anymore. I'm talking about Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez and Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris. I'm talking about them as people feeling that scene. The buildup of tears in their eyes as they're looking towards, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps, as they're looking towards Brian and his wife and his son playing in the sand and the beach. She's crying right now. As they're looking towards him, and then Vin Diesel is doing that voiceover where he's talking about brotherhood, and he says, "You'll always be my brother," and I'm getting goosebumps again. Holy crap! But then he's like, somebody says, "You're not gonna say goodbye." I believe it was Michelle Rodriguez.
No, I think it was
Oh, it was Ludacris.
No, the new girl, the Ramsey or whatever. They introduced a new character.
Oh,
so
yes,
like,
yes.
You're not gonna say goodbye?
Yeah, the pretty girl.
Yeah. Okay, relax.
Okay.
God, you can't make these tears go away real quick.
And that was the point.
God.
All right, so actually, somebody asked him, "You're not gonna say goodbye," and then he uses that one line that that we all knew was coming, and he's like, "It's never really goodbye."
But then he didn't say the other part. See you later.
Yeah, it's see you later. But he didn't say that. Then he drives off, and you can kind of see that he's just full of feels, and it's just sitting. It's just sitting with him. And then Paul Walker's character Brian drives up in his Skyline. I think it was his Skyline.
Yeah.
And they're driving next to each other, and he's like, "Did you really think you were gonna leave without saying goodbye?" And I believe that this was CGI, which I also want to talk about, but I believe that scene was CGI, and his smile, that was a tribute by itself. Like the way he looked at Dom, kind of smiled in his car, and they kind of focused on that, and they slowed it down a bit, and it was very the score was just amazing for that scene.
Yeah, that song.
I think that has a lot to do with.
If you listen to the words, like it was, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
and then
my God, it's horrible.
He smiles, and then they're both like driving. They're not even racing. They're now driving together as like brothers, you know? And then they go separate ways. And I believe that was such a perfect ending for this.
Yeah, they couldn't have ended any better.
I agree. This movie couldn't have ended any better than that. Seeing Brian with his family there, and he was expecting another child, and he was so happy about that, and just the fact that you know that Paul Walker passed away, and you're watching this scene, and it wasn't easy. And then they did the flashbacks, which, oh
my God, it was just like even worse. It like added more.
It was a tribute to him, right? So they did from the beginning of the movie, exactly. And oh my God, It was not easy. I was just sitting there, and I was like, holy crap. It was awesome, though, and he looked so young from the beginning to the part that they were.
Yeah, everybody looked so different from when they started.
Even Ludacris with his huge
big
fro, which we talked about. But also, I want to talk about the CGI. I want to say props to the people that did the CGI.
I didn't even notice.
She didn't notice it at all.
I was looking for it.
I noticed it sometimes. I was kind of intently looking for it. I shouldn't have, because then that kind of took away from it. I noticed it a little bit, but to the point that it was hardly noticeable at all. It was seamless. Yeah. And obviously it was because they were using his brother, and then they CGI'd his face, just his face, you know, like I saw the picture of his brother, and he had like the tracking dots. So everything else was his brother, so it didn't look that bad. It wasn't like in Tron Legacy when they make what's his face younger, and he looks CGI the whole time. But even then, I thought that was pretty good. But this is even better. They did a great job, honestly. They did. A great job. So props to the graphics people, and I know that wasn't an intention, and that wasn't done.
It wasn't planned. No, it's spring.
Oh, scared.
And that's it, right?
Yeah, we'll stop rambling about that because we really enjoyed the way that it ended, and I'm super happy with the way they concluded Brian's story. If you like we said in the beginning, if you want to stop the franchise here, go ahead and do so.
Please.
Because it's perfect.
Because if
it's
you add anything else,
However, I do believe they're gonna make more just because this movie's gonna make money.
Or spin-offs like how they did with
or a spin-off. If they do like a Dom. Yeah, let's not talk about Tokyo Drift. But I'm also glad you brought that up because I'm glad that they finally tied that in.
They tied everything together.
Oh man, I was getting tired of them mentioning Tokyo, but then they're like, we'll get to that. But then like they finally brought it in. They put what's his name? I think his last name's like Black or something like that.
I don't know.
The southern guy that like has like a big forehead. Anyway, they put them together. They had a scene. They talked about
Yeah, like it's like how Tokyo Drift ended. How he was like,
what was his name? San?
I don't know. Han, maybe Han.
Han. Something Asian sounding. I don't know.
I think it was Han.
I think it was Han.
So
But they talked about him and they brought him back to the States and he's like, I'm taking him home. Mm-hmm. Like it was all about family. Man, I freaking love that. Yeah. The fact that they knew he was family, so they brought him back home to have a proper burial, and he's part of us, and we're gonna make this. Mm-hmm. We're gonna make him go out the proper way amongst family. We suggest watching this movie in theater.
Yes.
You could DVD. I mean, you could rent it. You can stream it. You can do whatever you want, and it's still gonna be just as good. But the over-the-top action, I believe, can only be seriously enjoyed in a movie theater.
The big screen,
sound.
God,
the sound, just the feelings. Yeah. Go do it. Watch this movie. Get in your car, shift it to 5th gear, race to the movie theater. Do it. Quarter mile. Do it. No. I live my life 1/4 mile at a time.
Oh, he said that at the end. Oh my God.
So thank you guys for watching our video. If you like the video, hit the like button somewhere down there. Punch it, elbow it, rock bottom it, or whatever you want. Also, if you want to leave a comment below, we would love to hear what you guys thought about the movie.
Yes, and for more movie reviews, you can always hit subscribe because it's always important to know before you go.
Just in case it blows.